Hello guys, welcome back. In this today's class we are going to see about the first point is that what are the different types of routing protocol, then what is the need of studying the routing protocol. So once it is completed we are going to see that types of routing protocols. After that we are going to see about the intra-domain as well as the inter-domain routing protocols. So the first point is that why we require routing protocols. As we know that the one of the functionality of the network layer is that it will identify the what is the shortest distance between from your source machine to the destination machine. So what is the meaning of this one is, suppose if you observe here this diagram you can understand. So for example, if I want to send the information from this router to this router, let it be this is my source point, let it be this is my destination point. So here if you observe here we can go via this path to reach our destination. The one more possibility is that we can go to A, then C, then we can go to the E. Then one more possibility is that from D to A we can go something like this, then after going to C we can go to this B, then we can reach here. So here thing is that who will find the shortest path, how it knows that this is the shortest path from your transmitter to the receiver, right? So that's what we are going to find out, right? So what help us to find out the shortest path, that is what our today's topic, right? So it means that each router will be having the something called as the database. That database we are calling as the routing table. So what is the meaning of routing table means each router will be having the entries of the all other router information, right? So if it is knows the all other router information, that it can able to find out what is the shortest distance to reach our corresponding destination. Now question is that who will find the shortest path, how it is going to calculate the shortest path, what are the things which are involved in order to find out the shortest path, how it is going to store the database of the shortest path or information about the multiple routers in the network. So for that exact we are going to study the routing protocols. With the help of these routing protocols only we are going to have the database of the all routers. So based on that we are going to calculate the what is the shortest path from source point to the destination. After finding the shortest path we are going to send the packet through the shortest path. So that is the reason why we are going to study the routing protocols. Now question is that what are the two types of routing protocol we have means. So one point to be remember is that here we are going to discuss everything, the routing protocol whichever we are going to discuss, everything which is related to the unicast routing protocol. That point you need to remember. What we are going to discuss about the unicast routing protocol. Right now what are the different types of routing protocol classification we have is, so we can able to implement the routing protocol based on the two methods. One is called as the static method, another one is called as the dynamic method. Now first we'll try to understand what is the meaning of the static, what is the meaning of the dynamic operation, right? So a routing table can be either static or dynamic. A static table is one with the manual entries. So what is the meaning of the manual entries? Suppose for example manual entry means if you want to send the information from router D to router E, let it be this is your source machine, this is your destination. So here we need to manually tell that router if you want to reach from D to E, you need to go first through the A, then go to C, then go to E. That is what we called as the manual entry. It means that manually we are telling that how to reach our destination. If we are implementing something like this type of protocols we called as the static routing protocols. Now what is the meaning, what is the disadvantage of here? If you observe here, suppose due to somehow this connection is lost, just try to understand something like this. Due to some reason this connection is lost. Now as for manual operation what we have given, if you want to go from D to E, what we have to do, first we need to go to the A, then here the link is broken so that we cannot able to deliver the packet to the E. Why? So even though if you have the another alternative path also, we cannot able to send the packet. It means that it is manual entry, nothing but the static routing protocol. In the defined path only the information will be traveled. This is one kind of the limitation, you can think that. So for that we are going to study something called as the dynamic routing protocol. So what is the meaning of dynamic routing protocol means each router will be having the database, right? This database will be exchanged with the, suppose for example D having the database, right? database, or we can call it as the routing table. A also having the routing table, right? It means that each router will be having the routing table. This routing table will be exchanged with the another routers. It may be neighboring router, that is completely depends upon the routing protocol. After exchanging this one, it is going to calculate by comparing one router routing table with the its own routing table. It is going to identify the shortest path. In this case, what will be happen means, suppose for example, let us say the first time it is identified that to reach T to E, it is going to A, then C, then it will reach to the E, that is the shortest path. So what is happening here? The link is broken, right? Now what it will do is, again it will perform the calculation dynamically. So it will go for the alternative path to reach to the destination. So this is not happen in case of the manual operation, nothing but the static routing protocol, right? So a dynamic table is one that is updated automatically when there is a change somewhere in internet, right? So a routing protocol is combination of rules and procedure that lets routers in the internet inform each other of changes. That is the meaning of the dynamic routing protocol. Now under the dynamic routing protocols, we have the two types of the classification. The first one we called as intra domain, the second one we called as the inter domain. Now question is that, as we know that what is the use of the dynamic routing protocols, then why this routing protocol further classified into two types means, what is the requirement, that is exactly we are going to see now. So if you observe here, each router will be having the its own routing table. How it is going to find out the shortest path means, it is going to exchange its routing table with the another routing table, so that it is going to perform the comparison operation. So that's why it is later on it is going to find out what is the shortest path. Now one simple point here you need to remember is that, so how it is going to find out the shortest path means, each router is comparing its database with the all other routers in order to find out the shortest path. Now see that in this case, how many routers we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 routers are there. It means that, suppose for example, if you consider the router D, it has the information about the A, C, B, E. It means that it should have the database or information of the all remaining 4 routers, so that it can able to find out the shortest path. So in this example, just we have only 5 routers. But if you consider the internet, we will be having the thousands of the router in between your source machine to the destination machine. Suppose let us say you have the 1000 routers in between source point to the destination point. Now it means that each router should have the database of what? All the 1000 routers, right? Then only it can able to find out shortest path, something like that, right? So this is the problem will be happen. So what is the meaning of this is, today's an internet can be so large that one routing protocol cannot handle the task of updating the routing table of all routers. So for this reason, an internet is divided into the autonomous system. So it means that the whole network that we are going to divide into the multiple subnetwork, that each subnetwork means it is consist of the some router. We are going to divide the total system into the subpart. That subpart we are calling as the autonomous system. So an autonomous system is group of networks and routers, right? So under the authority of the single administration, routing inside an autonomous system is referred to as the intra-domain routing. So what is the meaning of the first one is intra-domain routing means, so here this kind of problem we are facing. So instead of considering the entire network, now what we are going to do is, we are going to divide it into the multiple autonomous system. So if you observe here, you will be understanding the total internet we are going to divide into the multiple autonomous system, right? Now what is the meaning of the intra-domain routing protocol means, routing inside an autonomous system is referred to as the intra-domain routing protocol. It means that if you want to exchange the one database of the router with the another database, here intra-domain means you don't need to exchange your database with the all other routers in the internet. It means that you need to exchange only information from the within the autonomous system only. See that here earlier we are going to share our database with the all other routers in the network, let us say 1000 routers. Now if you observe here, only we are going to share database with the only 3 routers, something like this, right? So it means that we can able to perform the effective operation. That is what we called as the intra-domain. So there are multiple types of the intra-domain routing protocol. If you see that, as per our syllabus, we have the one is called as the RIP protocol, another one is called as the OSPF protocol. Now what is the use of this intra-domain routing protocol means it is going to update your database table only within your autonomous system. It means that here one more important point is if you want to communicate from this router to this router, you can happily communicate because both routers are in the same autonomous system, because the same autonomous system is going to be exchanging database from the one router to the another router. Suppose for example, let us you consider that you want to exchange the information from this router to the somewhere this router, right? Now this database is different, this database is different. It means that two different autonomous system. Now if we are trying to implement here inside of this either RIP protocol or OSPF protocol, then this will not be work out. Here the thing is that we need to communicate with the one different autonomous system with the another autonomous system. So for that we require something called as the inter-domain routing protocol in order to connect the one autonomous system with the another autonomous system. What is the meaning of this one is routing between autonomous system is referred to as intra-domain routing. Each autonomous system can choose one or more intra-domain routing protocols to handle the routing inside of the autonomous system. However, only one inter-domain routing protocol handles routing between the autonomous system. So simple point you need to remember here is that intra-domain means routing inside an autonomous system is referred to the intra-domain routing. So what is the protocol we are using for find out the shortest path? Either it may be RIP protocol or OSPF protocol, right? So what is the meaning of inter-domain routing protocol means routing between autonomous system is referred to as the inter-domain routing. So for that, what is the protocol here we are using is BGP protocol, right? Now we will see that in intra-domain why we have the two things. One is called as the distance vector routing, another one called as the link state routing. So here one simple point to be remember here is that what is the use of distance vector routing means in this method, if you want to find out what is the shortest path between from our source to destination, let us say so from D to E. So here we are going to find out based on the metric, our cost is based on the distance. So distance means suppose here you might be having the multiple routers. Let it be this is your source point, this is your destination point. This is one way to reach. So what is the distance? 1, 2, 3. Within the 3 routers you can reach to your destination if you want to go from here to here. Suppose for example there may be something like this. Now see that how many routers to reach to the destination. If you go via this path, only one router is there. So here what is the exactly meaning of the distance vector routing means it is going to calculate based on the number of routers. Suppose for example see that from D to A there are something 3 routers are there, just for example. Then from A to C the cost is something 2. From C to E the cost is 4. Now if you add this one, what is the answer? 3 plus 2 plus 4, right? This is one value. Again it is going to check the one more possibility. This is the possible, right? What is the cost? 3. From A to B what is the cost? 5. From B to E what is the cost? 3, right? So like that it is going to check the one more from 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. So out of this it is going to find out the what is the shortest path. That is what we called as the distance vector routing. So in this case we are going to implement the protocol that is what we called as the RIP protocol. Now we will see that what is the meaning of the link state protocol, link state routing protocol. Now if we see that here only we are going to calculate the cost with respect to the number of routers. Suppose for example see we have the another aspect is that based on the link capacity also we need to going to find out the what is the shortest path. What is the meaning of this one is suppose let me consider some same example. I want to reach from D to E. I am not going to consider the parameter is the distance. The another parameter is that for example from D to A the link speed is something 1 Mbps, right? So here also from A to C let it be 1 Mbps is the link speed. Here also something, this is just for example guys, 1 Mbps is the link speed. So see that here the data will be travel with the 1 Mbps speed, right? As per the distance this is the shortest path as we know as per the distance vector routing protocol. Now see that for example let it be it is 1 Mbps, let it be something 100 Mbps speed. This also link will be 100 Mbps speed. Even though as per the distance it is long, but as per the link speed which one having the highest capability, this link will be having the highest capability. It means that here the shortest path will be decided based on the link efficiency, something like this. If you find the based on the distance, or if you find the based on the link capacity, so based on that inter-domain routing protocol within the autonomous system, we classified one is called as the RIP, it is work based on the distance vector routing. The another one is the OSPF protocol, it is work based on the link state. We have one routing protocol for the inter-domain which is used to connect the one autonomous system with the another autonomous system. Right, here don't think that it will share the entire database of the one autonomous system with the another autonomous system. Again it will be become something like this, exchanging of the whole information. It will just share the high level abstract of the autonomous system. So the moment when it is comes to here, then this type of intra-domain routing protocol which is already there, that is going to be used. Right, now what are the point we have to understand in this today's class is what is the routing protocol, what is the requirement of the routing protocol, that we have learned. Then what is the difference between static routing protocol as well as the dynamic routing protocol. In order to functioning the dynamic routing protocol effectively, we are going to divide into the two parameters based on one is called as intra-domain, another one is called as the inter-domain. So how the internet whole network we are going to divide into the autonomous system, so how these routing protocols working, so based on that we have this classification. Right, I hope you understand. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much, guys.